Hello, everyone. Today I will be discussing how U.S.-based multinational corporations, or MNCs, are impacted by the Trump administration's tariffs, what steps they are taking to adapt, and some suggestions for maintaining their competitiveness. In 2018, the then Trump administration imposed tariffs designed to protect key U.S. industries and strengthen America's position in the global economy. These tariffs primarily affected a wide range of industries, but were aimed at countries such as Canada, Mexico, and the EU, but largely China. The administration saw China's policies and rapid growth as potential threats to America's economic security. Cumulatively, those tariffs cost MNCs roughly $1.7 trillion in lost market value, according to Amity, Redding, and Weinstein in their 2020 research paper, The Impact of the 2018 Trade War on U.S. Prices and Welfare. In 2025, tariffs are back, again framed as protecting American manufacturing and reducing foreign dependence. The article, Trump's Tariffs, Tracking the Economic Impact of the Trump Trade War, published by the Tax Foundation, reports that the new tariffs could raise the effective U.S. import tariff rate to 17.6%, the highest in decades. As a result, costs on imported goods for both companies and consumers are expected to climb sharply. The 2025 tariffs are different in several ways to the 2018 tariffs. First, they now cover a much wider range of goods and sectors across the economy. The Tax Foundation also reports that the new tariffs will affect roughly 69% of all U.S. goods imports, compared with only about 15% in the 2018 tariff rounds, meaning the financial impact is larger and felt much faster. But unlike in 2018, many MNCs are adjusting their supply chains immediately, using the lessons they learned from the last trade war. Looking back, successful approaches included shifting production to unaffected countries, diversifying suppliers, investing in local manufacturers in key markets, also improving automation and differentiating products. These strategies, I feel, are useful in how effective they could be in today's climate. So, however, the situation between today's tariff and the tariffs of 2018 are a bit more complicated because the tariffs of today affect many more countries and many more industries. A company called Honey Can Do International illustrates the complexities that MNCs face today. CNBC's article, Trump's Tariffs Plan is Throwing into Disarray Companies' Efforts to Diversify Out of China, published earlier in the year, describes how the company had began shifting production from China to Vietnam during Trump's first term. Currently, they've reduced their reliance on Chinese suppliers from 70% to 1/3 of their production. Now, with tariffs hitting both Vietnam and Taiwan, they face another costly pivot. Their experience is just one example of how even firms that adapted successfully in 2018 must navigate renewed pressures today. Reshoring may sound appealing, but higher domestic costs, limited supplier networks, and labor constraints make a full return to the U.S. supply base largely unrealistic. In the current landscape, there is a need to combine past strategies with new tailored measures for the current environment. This can include reclassifying goods where compliant, leveraging foreign trade zone, relocating value-added steps to countries not subject to tariffs, or shifting assembly to regions with favorable country of origin rules. Automation and process improvements, I still do believe, should remain essential to increase efficiency and offset rising costs. But product differentiation continues to also help firms manage pricing pressures and maintain market position. Ultimately, I think the success in this environment depends largely on a company's agility and creativity, as well as foresight. MNCs that anticipate shifts, optimize operations, and innovate under pressure are the ones most likely not to just survive, but to thrive, despite rising tariffs.